So in the last lecture, we had a high level overview of what we are going to build in this project and what functionalities we are going to add for this simple Cineflix project. And in this lecture, let's start this project by first rendering all the movies in the UI. So here we have a list of movies. You'll see that here we have this movies array, and in this movies array, we have total 5 movies. All right. Each movie has an ID, it has a name, it has a rating, it has some description. So for the description, what I'm doing is I have created a variable called description content, and to that I have assigned some lorem ipsum text. So for all the movies, we are going to show the same description. All right, then each movie is going to have a genre. This genre is an array of genres. One movie can have multiple genres. For example, if you see this first movie have 3 genres: action, sci-fi, and drama. But this second movie, it has 2 genres: action and comedy. So each movie will also have a genre. A genre will be an array of genres. We also have the image of the movie. So here this image property of movie object, it is storing a path. In our case, in this project, I have this images folder, and in this images folder we have some images for some of the movies. We do not have image for all the movies, we have image for some of the movies. Okay, so for those movies for which we have image, you can see the image path, and here if you see the folder name is image, so here the path should be image slash and then the image name. All right, but for other movies we do not have an image, so there the image is empty string. Then for each movie we also have a release year. So now what we want is we want to display all these movies in the UI. Let's see how we can do that. So the first thing which we are going to do is first we need to decide where do we want to display all the movies. So if I go to our HTML file, there you will see that we have a section where I want to show all the movies. So here we have this section called movie list container. Inside this section, you will see that we do not have any HTML. We do have some HTML, but it is commented here. And I'll show you what this HTML is in a bit. But for now, just understand that we want to display all the movies inside this movie list container. So what we are going to do is we are going to use the ID of this section in order to get access to this section from our JavaScript code. So let's go to script.js file, and there let me create a variable. I'll call it movie list section, and to get access to that section we are going to use document.getElementById method, and to this we are going to specify the ID of that section, and in this way we will have access to that section and we are storing it in this variable. Now what we want is we want to loop over each element of this movies array. So inside this movies array, we have some movie objects. We want to loop over each element, each movie of this movies object. And for each movie, we want to execute some code. Basically, we want to render all the movies in the UI. So for that, I'll create a function and I'll call this function as render all movies. And here, this function, it is going to receive a movie list. Okay. Initially, when the page will load for the first time, this render all movies function will be called, and for this movie list parameter we are going to pass this movies array. Okay, now inside this render all movies function, what we are going to do is we are going to receive this movies list. On this movies list we are going to call for each method, and to this for each method we need to pass a callback function. Here I'm using the arrow function syntax, and we have learned that when we use for each method on an array, this for each method loops over that array, and for each iteration it passes 3 arguments to this callback function. The first argument is the element of the array for each iteration, so I'm going to call that as movie. You can name these parameters, these arguments, anything. But remember that this first parameter is always going to receive the element on which the for each method is currently looping over. Then we will also get the index of the element and the original array on which the for each method is looping over. But in this callback function body, I'm not going to use this index and ARR arguments. So I'll remove it from here. And for now, what we will do is for each iteration, let's simply create a variable and let's call it movie card. And to this, I'm going to assign a string. For that, I'm going to use this backticks. And inside that, I'm going to create an h2 element. Okay. And in here, I want to display the movie name. So for that, I'll use this template literal syntax. We have learned that inside this backticks, we can use this template literal syntax. And inside that, we can use any JavaScript expression. Here, I want to use the movie variable, basically this movie. Here, this movie is going to receive a movie object, and that movie object is going to have a name property. So I want to display the name of the movie for each iteration. Now here we have simply created this h2 element, but we also need to insert this h2 element in the UI. And where do we want to insert it? We want to insert it in movie list section. Let me make this S in uppercase. So here I'll copy this movie list section variable, and for each iteration we are going to insert an h2 element inside this movie list section. And for that I'm going to use this insert adjacent HTML method, because here this string, it is basically containing some HTML. So we want to insert HTML in this movie list section. So that's why I'm using this insert adjacent HTML. And where do we want to insert these HTML elements? We want to insert these HTML elements before end. So we have already learned what this before end means. This simply means that the HTML element which we are going to pass here, in this case we are going to pass this movie card. So this HTML, that will be inserted just before the closing section tag of this movie list section. And with this, if I save the changes, you will see that the name of each movie has been rendered here. And here I'm using this h2 elements. So the movie name should have come in different lines, but that is not happening here. And the reason why these movie names are coming in same line is because if I show you the CSS style, you will see that on that div, I have added display as flex. So if I scroll up, we have this movie list container, and there you will see display is flex. That's why each of these movie names are coming in the same line. Anyway, but as you can see here, we are able to insert the movie names in the UI, but instead of inserting the movie names in the UI, we want to display each of these movies which we have inside this movies array inside a card. And for that, in order to save some time, what I have done is if I go to index.html, in that section, you will see this commented HTML code. And if I uncomment this HTML code here for now, and if I save the changes, you will see a card like this will be displayed. So what I'm going to do is I'll comment it again, but I'll copy this HTML. Okay, let me copy this. Let's save the changes. And again, let's go back to script.js, and there, instead of showing this h2 element, now I'm going to paste the HTML which I have just copied. All right, and here let me right click and let's click on this format document. If I save the changes now, you will see that now since we have 5 movies in our array, this card is being displayed 5 times. And in this HTML, we have the hard-coded movie names and the description. As you can see, we have this hard-coded movie name and hard-coded description. So that's what is being displayed here. Even the genre, release year, and ratings, everything is hard-coded here. So now instead of using hard-coded values, we are going to use the template literal syntax here. And keep in mind that here we are able to use the template literal syntax because we are writing this string using backticks. If you are using single quote or double quote, then you will not be able to use this template literal syntax. In here, I'm going to use the movie parameter, which we are going to receive for this for each method. And on that, I'm going to call the name property. If I save the changes, now you will see that the name has changed for each of the movies. In the same way, let's also display the description. So let me copy it from here. And inside this paragraph, we are going to display the description. So first we need to use this dollar symbol, and then we can say movie dot description. If I save the changes, you will see that the description of the movie is being displayed. Then here inside this text, we want to display the genre. So here I'll say movie dot genre. So now the genre related to that movie is being displayed. For the first movie, it is action, sci-fi, and fantasy. For the second movie, it is action and drama. For other movies, you can see action, sci-fi, drama. So the genre based on the movie is being displayed here. Then let me also copy this again. And here, let's also display the release year. So on the movie object, we have a property called release year. If I save the changes, now you can see the release year of each of these movies. And finally, let's also display the rating. So I'll say movie dot rating. And now you will see the actual rating of the movies. So this movie has 4.6 rating. This movie have 2.7 rating. This movie has 4.2. This is 3.8 and so on. So in this way, we are able to display each of the movie objects. So let me expand one of the movie. So we are able to display each of the movie objects, and we are able to display its name, the rating of the movie. So if you see for the first movie, the rating is 4.6 in the array. So that has been displayed here. You can see the description. Description is same for all the movies. You can see the genre. So genre is action, sci-fi, and drama. That's what you will see here. Release year is 2014. That's what you'll see here. But you'll not see the banner image for that movie. So what we will do is here, let's also use movie.image. If I save the changes, for those movies for which we have the image is being displayed. For those movies for which we do not have the image is not being displayed. But that's fine. For that, what we will do is we will show a default image, and that we will do in our coming lectures. But this is how we can render a movie in the UI using for each method. So this is one use case where you can use for each method. As we have learned about for each method, we use for each method to apply some logic for each element of the array. Here, what we are doing is for each element of the array, using this for each method, we are executing this callback function. And inside this callback function, we are doing two things. The first thing what we are doing is, first, we are creating a movie card by writing some HTML code. Okay. And the second thing which we are doing is, we are inserting that movie card inside this movie list section. And this we are doing for each element of the movies array. Okay. So we are calling this render all movies here. And when we are calling it at that time, we are passing the movies array to that function. So this for each method, it is going to loop over that movies array. And it is going to create a card for each of these movie objects and insert it in the UI. So in here, we learned about a practical use case of for each method. Now, if you see in this movie cards, the name is not being displayed properly. All the characters of this name is in lowercase. And for some of the movies, if in the movie object we have specified it in uppercase, it is coming in uppercase. So we are going to format the name of each of the movies. We are going to format the description, and we are also going to format the movie banner. Let's do that in our next lecture. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.